Welcome to the Startup Grind.
So let's start with you. How did you get started in business before, like pre-Bigo? Like the beginning of your career. How did you get started?
I've been in the tech industry, the internet industry, since 1996, where I first started my career in Ziff Davis Publishing. If anyone's ever heard of that place, but we used to publish computer magazines, Computer Shopper and PC Magazine and PC Week, and so my goal after college was to be the publisher of one of those magazines, because I was told that if you were the publisher of PC Magazine, you could make $1 million a year. You could have a penthouse apartment on Park Avenue, and they gave you a limousine and a driver. And those all sound like really, really good things to aspire to have. And so after college, I didn't want to go to Wall Street. I didn't want to go to law school. I was fairly technical for a person coming out of college at that time, because my father was a computer scientist and has been my entire life, and started writing programs in the 60s on mainframes. And so I was the one kid in the neighborhood that had these weird contraptions in our house no one could understand. And when people asked me what my dad did, I used to say, he's in computers. But I wasn't interested in programming, and so I never became a developer. I was one of the few people in my family that didn't take that route. And so I went the computer magazine route, which seemed more akin to my personality and more suitable to my personality. And then about 3 years into my stint at Ziff Davis, this thing called the internet started to happen, and my dad and other family members said, if I was your age, I would run, not walk, and do this internet thing, because it's going to be big someday. And so that's why I got into it.
Because you thought it was going to be big.
Yeah, I believed from day one that it was going to be big, and I know there's probably some people in this room that remember the mid-90s when people were talking about the internet. They were talking about it as being faddish. People didn't believe it. They didn't think it was really going to happen. They didn't think that the real business was going to get done. There was a lot of there were a lot of naysayers, but I saw IBM and Cisco and Microsoft and all these massive companies investing billions of dollars, so I believed it, hook, line, and sinker. So I went to a company called Juno. If anyone remembers, it could have been your first email address. Juno was a great startup based here in New York. It was run by a billionaire hedge fund guy named David Shaw, and someone will write a book about it someday, but that's where Jeff Bezos came from. He came from David Shaw. The father of Google AdSense, Gokul Rajaram, came from David Shaw. Joel Spolsky of Stack Overflow, Joel on Software, came from David Shaw. Myself, and a bunch of others. There's the Juno Mafia. No one's ever coined that phrase, but there is a Juno Mafia, and it's alive and well here in New York City. And that's where I went for my entry into the internet space.